Brought to you by Seafirst Bank. Expect excellence. And by the brewers of Mountain Fresh Rainier and Rainier Light, two great tastes in beer. And by Rainier's Western Washington distributors. And by Exxon, where quality makes a difference. And by the people of Pacific Northwest Bell, with products and services above and beyond the call.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Husky football. If you're a Husky fan, well, I'm sure you know by now, Washington State defeated Washington 17-6 yesterday to knock the Huskies out of the Rose Bowl again. Disappointing, and just one of those games that you look back and say, how in the world did it happen again?
Well, I think it was probably a little bit more understandable this year than it might have been last year. I'd say last year was probably a pretty good upset, but this year Washington State played as well against us as probably any team we played.
Only get 86 yards rushing in a football game, and again, leading the conference in rushing going in takes away most of your offense. Was the weather a key factor as far as Washington was concerned?
No, I think it was when we had to play catch-up, when they put their touchdowns on the board, and we had to throw a lot. But we've had some big days rushing, but against the good defenses, we've not had good days rushing.
And the Cougars have a good defensive football team.
Very good.
Now, going into the game, did you sort of feel that it would be this kind of a football game, the way that it ended up?
Well, no, I thought we were certainly capable of playing and winning the game. I just, we knew in a game like this, if it became a bad weather day, it would probably be a little bit more of a defensive day. Then again, I think that the turnovers, the big plays, and the thing that happened was when our offense got three great turnovers or three great opportunities, the inability to put anything up there with two field goals really hurt us.
You could see the momentum shift in the game, too, right away.
Well, you go back to the second quarter, and they had two good drives. One was help with a 28-yard penalty, and the other was help with a defensive mental bust on our part. You know, they ran an option, and we didn't have a soul out there because of an adjustment that was supposed to be made that didn't get made, and so that was a 29-yard run. So, we helped them get the two touchdowns up there. And once they got them up there, I'm sure they felt very comfortable with that kind of a lead. Tough
day for a coach.
Well, I think it was even tougher probably for quarterbacks and players.
We'll be back, have the Washington State game, the first quarter. Right after. John, you elect to kick off to start the football game.
Well, there was a slight breeze, plus with the rain coming down, we felt like we would want to let them handle the ball first, and it would also, if we can have a good defensive series, we can get the ball at midfield.
So right away, the Cougars come up, 1st and 10 on the 20. Turner throwing to the outside. It is complete to Porter. The ball's loose. Washington gets it, and you look like a genius.
Well, we get a great break. It's just a good hit by Mamber, small and recovered by Joe Kurkowski. But again, we're going to find out in a hurry here that there's a hit by Fred Small that got the ball out.
Washington gets the football, but you get a delay of game called on you.
Well, that's incredible that you can't get a playoff first play, but our players kept saying that the officials wouldn't let them run the play, that they were standing over the ball. So I don't know. Usually the referee won't start the 25-second clock until all the players are out there, so I really don't know.
So it was 1st and 15. They get one. Kalur to Stransky for 9 yards. Now you had a first down.
Yeah, we come back and got a chance, but a 3rd and 5 down here is still pretty tough. We elect to throw the ball, and I thought there was pass interference here. But, we didn't get a call. I think they might if they saw the film.
Kalur, the hold, Jaeger to kick, 37-yard field goal is good, and just like that, Washington leads by a score of 3-0.
Again, with a day like this, with the weather, that I just felt like it would not be a high-scoring game. But if a team could jump out like they did, or we could get 10-0, it would really, it'd put a lot of pressure on the other offense.
Jaeger kicks it with a wind at his back again into the end zone, so the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. They gave it up the first time they had on the first play. This time they keep it on the ground. Porter over the left side for 3.
Just a straight handoff. Madsen and Browning are very strong in the middle on the tackle.
2nd and 7 at the 23. Turner, now watch, he will roll to the left. He fools everybody. Picks up 9 in the first down.
It's a bootleg play, and our outside linebackers caught looking in. And, it's Small, Holmes, and Mamber make the tackle, but again, you can't, we worked hard on that. We knew we had to contain him, and so we start off the 2nd, 3rd play and just lose contain.
1st and 10 at the 32. Calvin on the pitch to the right side. The Huskies cover it well.
Ronnie Holmes made a great play. They pulled their tackle, so Ron just ran upfield, and he's got excellent speed, so he made it difficult for them to have success.
2nd and 13 at the 29 for the Cougars. Porter over the middle. Not much there. Gets 3.
We're solid again. Madsen, Mamber initially on the staff, then a lot of other players.
3rd and 10 at 32. Ricky Turner. Boy, he does so many things. This time you cover it pretty well.
Well, that's Dean Browning out there, and it's very well played.
So 4th and 8, and they're going to have to kick it away. Harper to punt for Washington State. You can see it's just pouring down rain. 44-yard kick. The ball will roll dead at the Washington 22.
It's a low-line driver away from our return people, so there was just very little chance of getting the catch on the ball.
To Hines on the left side. Try to string it out, and he gets only 2. Now, you try to run the corners? Is that what you feel you're going to have to do?
We thought that was one thing we'd have to do, but, you know, if you're going to be a good running team on any given day, you're going to have to run every place. You've got to run inside and outside, but and we come back with an inside quick hitter to Hunt for 3 yards.
3rd and 5 at the 27. Pallure back to throw, going to be hit just as he throws the football.
Yeah, we didn't give Steve the protection, and you got to give Millard the credit. You know, he beat one of our men, and just got the hit on Steve just as he was ready to throw.
You see the drive from the outside. Their defensive tackles are big and good.
Oh, they're as good as anybody probably in the league at those positions.
4th and 5. Dane Cleland to kick. If the ball will hit, and it'll be a 57-yard kick before it rolls dead. Washington State's going to be penalized for clipping, and it's going to drive the Cougars all the way back to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, we got a great roll and also get the clipping penalty, so we're in pretty good shape right now in field position, but the Cougars will get the ball back upfield.
Galvin for 3 yards.
Little reverse counter dive, no tackle.
2nd and 7 at the 11. Porter breaks a couple of tackles and goes for 14 yards and a first down.
That's a big play for him. This was the thing that we tried to stay away from, but Jimmy Rogers, small Albritton on tackle. He pops through there, and he's a good, strong running back.
Porter rushed for 169 yards the afternoon.
Well, you can get some 14-yard chunks, you know, it adds up in a hurry.
1st and 10 at the 25. Calvin and Browning, good play.
It's a counter trap, and Dean Browning did a good job. You see Lynn Madsen there. You know, Dean plays off the trap block and then gets back outside and gets Calvin for no gain.
So 2nd and 10 at the 25. They come right back to Porter again. Porter over the right side. This time it is good for 13.
It's a trap, and again, Jimmy Rogers, the weak safety, making the tackle along with Krakowski and Holmes, but a well-blocked play.
Porter, the center, this time for 4. You can see everybody's hitting pretty good.
Both teams are ready to play. There's no question about that. Both teams wanted badly to win, and only one team's going to win, though.
Porter for 2.
Yeah, back to a dive. Nammer, Madsen, Krakowski.
3rd and 4 at the 44. Turner rolling to the outside, and that ball was loose.
Well, that was a completed pass and out, and again we had the same problem later on in the second quarter. It stayed in the field, that one stayed out, so went out of bounds. So it could have been a great break for us.
Harper's 29-yard punt. Tony Alvarado returns it 3.
Net yards of 26, so we benefit a little bit there from field position.
Pallure going to Stransky, and that's going to be incomplete. Holding call on Washington. It's completed pass. You have a holding call on you.
Yeah. So it sets up 1st and 20.
This is the 22. Cookie Jackson to the outside. Big run of the day for 33 yards.
This was a sprint draw, and David Stransky made a good block downfield.
And see, it was just pouring, and the end zone camera had all kinds of problems.
The interior lineman did a good job. You can see Brozy and Ernest. Good cut by Cookie out on the boundary.
And just stays in bounds. Finally knocked out of bounds.
So we get some field position. We come back with a trap and get another big play out of
Rick Penny.
And
watch when he rolls over.
Call that play a fumble, and it just seems to me like he was down. You know, his back was on the ground, and the ball came out late. You know, as the late hitters came in there.
Good to see it here. He still has the football.
Still got it.
He's still got the football, and now it's loose.
That's. Like I say, there's no argument that you basically just don't have a fumble ball. You don't have a problem.
That's right. Then you don't have to question whether he's down.
But that's a 12-yard gain.
And a drive.
A drive that's just dead.
Porter on the, as you see, to the outside for a couple. Illegal motion against the Cougars. 1st and 15 now. Back at the 28. Turner. Ricky Turner throwing to Marshall. Complete for 11 yards to the 39.
A real critical defensive play there. We had an outside linebacker. It's got nothing to do but play pass defense, and for some reason he went up to stop Turner, and there was no fake on the play. So when you get mental mistakes in critical situations, they're going to get 11-yard gains.
Porter gets 3, then a delay of the game makes it 3rd and 6 at the 37. This time there is nothing there for Ricky Turner.
We've got a blitz on, and Lynn Madsen, I believe, finally makes the tackle, but you can see we're hitting linebackers, hitting gaps. There's Joe Kukowski. Ricky starts to scramble, and I think the fact that Lynn Madsen pushed his man into Ricky probably stopped him.
4th and 8 at the 35. Harper to kick it again. Washington leading 3-0. The first quarter. This is a 30-yarder. And Green, 1-yard return. Illegal use of the hands against Washington.
Well, we got a 5-yard penalty here, and I thought, you know, their tackler didn't give our ball receiver 2 yards. So, you know, it's penalties can go for you and go against you. And there was, I'm not saying we were not guilty of infraction, but there were probably 2 penalties in the play.
Pelor on the outside for 8 yards. So now it's 2nd and 2 at the 39 for Washington.
It's a sweep play, and
there's not much there.
Not much there. A little bit more probably inside. Get up in there and try and get a few more yards.
3rd and 1. Hines straight ahead. He will get the first down and take the ball to the 42. So it's 1st and 10 for Washington. Time running out in the quarter at the Washington 42. Pelor back to pass. Throws over the middle. And Tipton's right there to pick it off.
I don't think Steve saw that linebacker. Unfortunately, on the interception, there was a 15-yard clipping penalty on the Cougars, and that gave us a little better field position than we would have had. But Steve's play action, he sees Danny Green coming across the middle. But like I say, I think he sees the bottom linebacker and loses sight of the top linebacker.
So Washington State stops the Huskies again. You get a penalty.
There's a clip right there on Sterling Hines, and Sterling also made the tackle.
Pass interference, a fumble. Just stopped the offense in that first quarter when you could have put something on the board. Maybe really kind of turned it into a different kind of game.
Well, you know, you get so many opportunities, and if you fail in a close ball game, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Did you feel your offense was early in the game, was able maybe to do some of the things that you felt you were going to have to do going in?
Well, at this stage, you know, we had the great run, the big play by Cookie Jackson, and we came back with a trap and picked up some yards there. So I would say right now we still feel like we can still do everything in our offense.
Interesting second quarter, however, because the Cougars will take charge. We'll back show you that right after. Second quarter, Cougars on the move. 2nd and 1 at the 43. Ricky Turner on a sneak. He's going to get 4 and a first down.
Holmes and Krakowski on that tackle. First down on the 39.
Interesting play. Turner throwing to the outside to Marshall. Rogers over. Was it pass interference or not? Watch for yourself.
Well, the guy had the best look at it, said no, and the 7th official, which I voted on, I wish I hadn't voted on him now, getting 7 officials, but he came in and called it pass interference. Got another situation here. It's the ball's overthrown, and usually you don't get pass interference call. I'm not sure it was an early hit. I certainly wouldn't criticize Jimmy Rogers, but it was a costly penalty. It was a 28-yard penalty.
1st and 10 for Washington State at the Washington 11. Porter breaks the tackle and goes for 4.
I think the Cougar offense is a very good offense for this part of the field. You know, they can hammer at you pretty good. Plus run the option, which is a difficult play down here. And 3- and 4-yard gains in 4-down territory really add up. So that's Porter for 4, Madsen and Browning.
Get the first down. 1st and goal inside the 1, and Calvin slants over the center for the Cougar touchdown to put them up by a score of 6-3. There's a handoff again inside, as you'll see it.
That play scored on us last year. It will score on us again before the day's out. It's a good goal line play.
Cougars move 63 yards in 8 plays. The extra point is good by Trout, and it's 7-3 as you see. 13:28 to go in the second quarter. Just a rainy, miserable afternoon at Husky Stadium. Trout to kick it off and kicks it out of the end zone. Do you think they'll go to the 35-yard line, kick it off from there one of these days?
Oh, there's a chance. There's probably a good chance. There's probably more stronger kickers now than we've ever had.
Jackson, Cookie Jackson up the middle for 4. 2nd and 6 for Washington now at the 24.
Now we get a good first down play, then we come back and lose 4. So again, I think you've got to give the credit to Cougars here. They got upfield and whipped our blockers and threw us for a 4-yard loss. Now it just makes it difficult to pick up everything. We do get completion here and get 6 yards to Cookie Jackson, but it leaves us now the loss, 4th and 4.
It's almost like to say, well, we can't get it, we're going to kick it away. 4th and 4 at the 26. Thane Cleland in to kick. And watch the bounce in the ball here.
Kicking into a wind, and then also soft ground, soft astroturf, it doesn't seem to roll quite as much.
It's only a 19-yard kick. 1st and 10 at the 45. Excellent field position for Washington State. Porter for no gain.
Yeah, that's a very critical drive for us again. giving them the ball in there that close. We get a good play there. Madsen upfield gets Porter for a 2-yard gain.
3rd and 8 now at the 43 for the Cougars. As you mentioned, defense has to hold.
A little counter off tackle. Porter gets 5 before Holmes and Madsen make the play, but it gets us a 4th and 3. So we get out of the drive.
And Harper's going to kick the ball to the left side and out of bounds. A pretty good kick, really. He kicks it out of bounds at the 13.
26-yard kick, and you know, there's no chance of return, and gets it down in the corner.
1st and 10 for Washington there. Sterling Hines for 5.
It's a sprint draw again, and we get a decent first down play. 2nd
and 5. Pallure rolls back, looking for Hunt. It is complete for 7, and he gets the first down with that little dive.
Yeah, second effort by Walt. That's our bootleg play.
The 1st and 10 at the 25. Come right back to Hines, but oh, the Cougars are there.
Well, we come right back to the play that you know, we had with the play action, and they really stuffed us. They just nobody blocked.
2nd and 10. Pallure back. Tries to get out of traffic, but is going to lose 4.
And that hurts again. You know, you're back to trying to make up yards. Yards are tough enough as it is, and
you're facing a 3rd and 14
yeah.
now after this play.
But all Steve can do right there is just trying to protect the football.
So 3rd and 14, as we'd mentioned, for Washington at the Washington 21. Pallure throws to the outside. This to Patterson, and that's good for 8.
Yeah, we get a little bit of it back. But the Cougars did a good job. They've played a lot of zone against us, pretty deep drops, and just about all we could do is throw the underneath routes, unless you want to gamble and try to get the ball upfield a little bit more.
But the underneath routes, as they're the only thing open.
Yeah.
So you get 8 and hopefully you can break a tackle and get
yes.
the first down. But didn't. Cleveland kicks it away, 33-yarder. 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the 39. Turner in trouble.
Now this is their bootleg play, and we've got it well contained out here. You know, this is a key thing. Again, there you see the fake. Now it's coming out the backside in bootleg, and you'll see Dean Browning coming in right there. Good leverage, outside leverage on Ricky, and not letting him outside. Of course, there's Lynn Madsen then in the middle.
So 2nd and 13 at the 36 for Washington State. Turner back to throw. Throws a beauty and just a great catch.
Yeah, I think this was probably their best pass play of the day. It was an excellent throw and just a great catch, as you mentioned. And that's a 23-yard gain, and it's right in the middle of the seams. Just a well-executed play.
1st and 10 at the 41, the Washington 41. Calvin on the pitch to the right side, and you played well.
Now, this was one of their key plays, the toss play, but and I don't think that the play did much damage to us. We handled it pretty well.
2nd and 9 at the 40, but here comes Porter.
Well, that's the play I talked about. We had a stun on, and with the formation they had, we were supposed to check the stun off. We didn't, so we've got nobody out here. There's just absolutely no chance to have any success. And it's a 29-yard gain, and it's a defensive error on our part.
And you can see there's just nobody around him.
No, and you know, we would have had a person position right there, which would have at least given us a chance to hold it for a few yards.
But the ball down to the Washington 11, 1st and 10 for the Cougars there. Porter on a pitch to the left side again, this time for 6.
Again, it's a gutsy call down here, but it's still a great offense for a goal line if you have courage to run it.
On a wet day, pitch to the left again, Calvin for 3. So it's 3rd and 1 at the 2.
Rogers Mehammer on that tackle.
Ricky Turner straight ahead, and no gain.
Pretty solid in there that time. At 4th and 1, it's actually about a 4th and a foot, and they elect to go for it.
Hand off to Calvin over the left side for the touchdown.
We gambled for the quarterback sneak and took our linebackers out of it. You can see there are 2 linebackers, Joe Kelly and Tim Emmer in the gaps, and now we've got no one to help really on the dive.
And he just barely gets into the end zone.
It's close. They could have gotten a first down there.
The extra point is up and good. Washington State 14 and Washington 3. 3:37 to play in the 2nd quarter.
Well, the problem we've got right now is if we throw 3 and they're incomplete and don't run any clock off and punt the ball, you know, they'll have the ball mid field, 1 completion maybe, and a field goal, and they can win 17-3. So this was really critical for us. You know, it was a little bit of a gamble. We thought first of all we'd try a trap, and we only pick up 2. And then we go back to a screen pass, which is a relatively safe pass. See a fake.
Goes to the outside to Danny Green.
Danny hustles upfield and gets a key first down for us. So we got a little better field position now in the 30 at least.
1st and 10 at the 30. Hines up the middle for 5.
go with the draw and on first down again, and we feel like we've got time, but we've got to get a little better field position before we get too exotic with our offense. Come back with a draw again, only get 2.
So 3rd and 3 now at the 37. Obviously, you have to keep the drive alive and get the first down. You want to get on the scoreboard before halftime. Pallur, time, throws to Leroy Lutu.
Good job by Leroy. He gets first down, gets upfield, gets out of bounds, gets the clock stopped.
So 1st and 10 for Washington now at the Husky 45. And Pallur liked that one so well, he's going to come right back to it again.
It's, you know, the other one was just a flat release. This is a crossing pattern, and Leroy again picks up 8 yards.
2nd and 2 at the 47.
It's a clock play, just designed to try and stop the clock, number one, and if you can get a couple of yards, fine, but you can see it's a safe pass. They backed off, so we get the clock stopped and do get the first down.
3 yards to Danny Green, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 44.
Steve has done an excellent job with this with 2-minute offense or clock playing drives, whatever you want to call it, but Eric, I think he's thrown that away. He saw that Walt was covered, so we've got a 2nd and 10, and again, it's important that you stop the clock each play.
Pallur to Patterson. The left, this will be good for 3 yards.
And we don't get much out of that, and I'm sure the Cougars would like to see us complete those all day in a clock playing drive.
3rd and 7 at the 41. Pallur rolls to the outside. He will keep and spins up and picks up 14 yards in a first down.
Very big play for Steve. Now we've got the thing in field goal range, and we're thinking come out of here at least with 3, and if we can get 7, go in 10-14 or 10-6. It would just get us closer to catch up football.
You can see Pallur has plenty of people out there to help him out. He spins away, 14 yards as we mentioned, and a first down. So the Huskies have it now at the Washington State 27, 1st and 10. Pallur throwing to the outside to Dave Stransky. Complete, and watch what happens to the ball. Bang, and stays right on the field.
It's amazing play. Again, they fumbled earlier and went out of bounds. It's amazing it would stay out there. And he put the ball away on the outside hand. It's really hard to see how this ball got out there. I would assume, the slippery jerseys and the good contact by the Cougars right here. But this is one that you'd say you'd never fumble. Just popped it out of there, and now we've got no one around.
Was it the arm maybe that knocked it away? Hard to believe. It really was.
The right hand would rake it out. I mean, you've got to hold on to the football.
Oh, you can see how wet it was. That was just unbelievable. So they stop your drive, and at halftime, Washington State will go into the locker room with a big lift, and Husky fans disappointed, I know, because you trail by a score of 14-3. Now, as you head into the locker room, what in the world's on your mind, and what are you thinking right now?
Well, offensively, we're trying to figure out a way to get some running attacks going. We recognize that the weather is just probably going to deteriorate as the day goes on. The balls will get wetter and it'll get soggier, but we're trying to figure out a way to get a running attack, plus we have to play catch-up football when we go out. Defensively, make a correction of a couple of minor things, and I think our defense played pretty well. In fact, the second half, our defense held them, I believe, to 130 yards, so our problems were still on the offensive side of the ball.
We'll talk more about halftime in just a moment. And also, as a special halftime treat in just a moment, we'll meet the seniors, the 1983 team. I mentioned a moment ago, we meet the seniors, the 1983 University of Washington football team, 21 of them. One last time, here are the guys who completed their eligibility at Washington yesterday.
Vince Albritton, strong safety, Oakland, California.
Kenny Baldwin, weak safety, Tacoma, Washington.
Ted Rosie, offensive guard, Port Orchard, Washington.
Dean Browning, number 99, right tackle, Fairfield, Washington.
Lance Dawson, offensive tackle, Napa, California.
Scott Garnett, defensive tackle, Pasadena, California.
Stuart Hill, outside linebacker, Redmond High School, Redmond, Washington.
Sterling Hines, tailback, from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
Stu Kais, outside linebacker, Kent, Washington.
Robert Leapart, weak safety, Riverside, California.
Leroy Lutu, tight end from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Lynn Madsen, nose guard, Vista, California.
Rick Mallory, guard from Renton, Limburg.
Okay, I'm Larry Michael from East Wenatchee, Washington. I'm a tight end.
Jim Mora, outside linebacker, Bellevue.
My name's Steve Fleur. I play quarterback. I'm from Bellevue, Washington.
John Scansey, strong safety, Gig Harbor.
Shannon Smith, inside linebacker, Seattle, Washington.
Dave Stransky, wide receiver, Cedar Woolley, Washington.
Dave Whiteknight, outside linebacker, Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Darren Wilson, wide receiver, Seattle, Washington.
21 seniors complete their eligibility at Washington. And Don, in that group, there are a lot of guys you're going to miss.
There always seems to be. Whenever we lose a class, you know, you like to see them stay in the program and do well. And this bunch has really given us a lot of leadership. They've been involved in some real good victories, some sad defeats, but they've made a tremendous contribution, I think, to our program.
You look over the last 3 years, and I think your record's 28-7. So they've played a lot of winning football games.
Well, they've had a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and you know, I think the nice thing about these youngsters is that, you know, they have good careers ahead of them, whether they're going to go into a business or whatever. They'll do well.
Now, 14-3, you trail Washington State at halftime. We talked about what was on your mind when you walk up the tunnel, but what did you tell those people just before you came back on the field to say, okay, the final 30 minutes of action, the Rose Bowl on the line, and so forth?
Well, we knew we had a whale of a fight on our hands, so you talk in terms of the game's not over, we've got 30 minutes left to play. What you have to do offensively is not turn the ball over. We had 3 turnovers that really hurt us and took us out of scoring opportunities. So we felt like we couldn't do that anymore. We had to get a little running game going. And defensively, if just I think we're playing pretty good against the option and against the dive. You know, they popped a couple through there, but if we can keep those to 10 or 11-yard gains, we'll be okay.
Anybody aware what was going on in Los Angeles with UCLA, USC?
I wasn't. I don't have any idea if anybody heard any scores.
Interesting. We'll be back with the second half right after. The Cougars have the choice. They elect to receive, the Huskies to kick it off with a wind at their back. What were your feelings right now, Don? You had the win.
Well, we've got to get something going. We've got to get some of this score back in the third quarter. There's no question about it. The fourth quarter, the wind seemed to pick up, and as I mentioned, the weather just deteriorates. There's a pretty good job by our defense containing Ricky Turner. He ran a bootleg and had things stopped up. We tried to get out the backside. It does pick up 3.
2nd and 7 at the 23. Turner rolls to the outside, throws to James. Good for 11. And good catch, good run.
Very good catch. J.C. Pearson was there and looked like he might get a hand on the ball, but good throw and a good catch. 11-yard gain.
Nothing over the left side for Porter. They give him 2.
Krakowski and Hill on the tackle there, so 2nd and 8 for the Cougars.
Turner on the option. He's going to get 5.
It makes you miss. You know, we've got people in position. Madsen finally makes a tackle, but, you know, his ability to, you know, he got the 5 yards, I think, on his own ability just to run.
Oh, good hit on Porter for no gain on 3rd and 3.
It's a great third down play for us. Krakowski, Hill, and Small, you know, there's Krakowski up first, and
he makes the contact, and everybody else comes in after it.
So we get out of a drive after 5 plays, so not too bad.
4th and 3 at the 41. Harper to kick it. This will be good for 36 yards. Danny Green, he had a rush on, and boy, there's nobody to help him out, as you can see.
No, he's on his own back there, but I think maybe the rush might have helped delay the coverage on the next one, so I think it paid off eventually.
1st and 10 at the 27. Hines for 2.
We ran an isolation play, and one of their linemen just destroyed us. You know, when you get a guy at point of attack that just, you know, can't get close to making a block, you're going to have problems.
Pallor keeps for 2, fumbles but recovers the ball.
Again, I don't know. I couldn't understand why we couldn't get a whistle going. It shouldn't have been fumble. I don't think he went down with the ball.
3rd and 6 to 31. Pallor. Patterson incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down. Huskies can't move it.
That's not very good concentration by Mark, but I don't believe we'd have made the 1st down. I think their defender there would have probably stopped him.
56-yard kick by Thane Cleland. Taylor's going to return at 10.
Kirkpatrick in the tackle, but the wind is picking up, and Thane got the ball up in the air, and it really took off.
Husky defense plays this well. That's Turner, sacked for a 2-yard loss.
And it's good coverage and fairly good containment. You can see 4-man rush. There's Lynn Madsen fronting up, and there's Ron Holmes right there.
Again, we say the end zone camera. It's raining. The wind's blowing off the lake and right into the lens of that camera. 2nd and 12 at the 21. Turner throws almost picked up.
Yeah, there was a chance for a big turnover for us. J.C. Pearson had his hands on it.
Oh, that ball was wet. 3rd and 12 at the 21. Porter.
Well, they just go with the basic handoff, pick up 3, Madsen Browning on the tackle, and they're going to punt it right back to us.
4th and 9 at the 24, and watch this. Harper kicking for 48 yards, and here is Danny Green.
Well, he's got pretty good position on everyone, and it just takes a little screens. You don't get a lot of big blocks. But now I wish Danny could have let Tony just catch him there and use that block. But I'm sure Danny thought that he had enough ability to beat a man one-on-one in the open field. But I think you have to give Harper a lot of credit because he made a tough one-on-one tackle right here.
He really did. Danny Green gets the blocks, breaks to the outside now.
A lot of good blocks on the way through there. You can see the whole front team.
Now, if he cuts to the left,
if he could have used Tony, but he can't really see what's behind him, so he was being caught from behind. So he elected to do it himself.
53 yards, brings the ball down to the 19. That's Hines for 5.
A pretty good first down play for us. It's the sprint draw again.
2nd and 5 at the 14. Pallure throwing to the outside. Boom! I thought that was going to be picked off for a minute.
That's very well played by the Cougars. We picked up 2, but as you mentioned, we're very fortunate to get that.
At the 12, 3rd and 3. Pallure to the outside. He will keep, dive ahead for the first down and get 5.
It's a sprint out, and it's a run-pass option. Steve elected to keep it here, which was a very good move. We've got the corner sealed pretty well, and he looks downfield. It's good blocking there. There's Rick Mallory, Dennis Maher, Sterling Hines, and now it's just a matter of getting upfield. 5-yard gain and a very critical first down.
And knowing where the marker is, so you get that first down. 1st and goal at the 7. To the outside, Sterling Hines tries to run it wide, and the Cougars are there.
Yeah, this really hurts when you it's only successful if it's successful. Otherwise, we would rather had him run it up in there, try to get 2 or 3 out of the play. Yeah, but the thing he sees is Williams right there. Williams is on the outside of the block, and I'm sure Sterling felt his presence, so thought maybe he might have a chance to make something outside.
2nd and goal at the 10 after losing 3. Pallure throwing to Walt Hunt for 5 yards. Brings up 3rd and goal now at the 5 for Washington.
Play action pass, get 5 of it back. We go to another play action pass, and they shouldn't be fooled here on the 3rd and 5. That's a long yardage situation. It was a new play for us. We thought it would be successful. They just played it well.
Intended for Larry Michael, the tight end. Pallure, as you can see, time to throw.
Got a little crossing route there. We got a couple of receivers crossing. And got the ball there, but again, it's just well played by the defense.
So 4th and goal, instead of a touchdown for Washington, they're going to have to settle for a field goal on 4th and goal at the 5. Jager in, kicks a 22-yard field goal out of the hold of Pallure, and it is 14-6. But 3 points isn't going to get the job done.
No, it really actually hurts us. It's to get that kind of a field position and only get 3 out of it. It's almost like a moral victory for the Cougar defense.
So the Huskies to kick it off. Jager driving the ball down to the goal line. This one a little bit shorter, however, and the Cougars going to have a chance to run it back.
Good hang time. Lacey Walker makes this tackle. We get him inside of 20, which is one of the kickoff team's goals.
So 1st and 10 for Washington State, still leading 14-6. Ricky Turner slips and goes down, no gain.
Had the option play on, and Small and Browning just held their position there, did a good job.
2nd and 10. Porter.
Another good play. Yeah, good play by the defense. It's a trap play. 2-yard gain, Krakowski and Madsen on the tackle.
So 3rd and 8 at the 22. Now, you need the ball back right now, but look out. Turner throwing this time. Rolling to the outside. It is complete to Breland. It'll be good for 25 yards and a first down.
That's a good play from their standpoint, but the defense, pass defense has no chance. When you lose contain, pass defense just almost disintegrates. And we know that. Ronnie thought he could get him there, and he misses the tackle, so now it's a quick athlete
out there by himself.
Yeah.
Here comes Batson.
That was all day long to get these intermediate zones open, and you couldn't fault the pass defense on that.
25 yards and a first down, 1st and 10 at the 47. Porter, big hole, left side. Good running as he breaks a couple of tackles and goes for 20 yards.
Well, J.C. Pearson finally made a tackle, and that's 45 yards in gains right there. We're in one of our pass defensive schemes here, and we just guessed wrong, and of course, we had a couple guys in there that had chances to make the play that didn't.
He just runs up, picks up 20, and Porter's a load.
He's a very good football player.
He's very, very good, as you'd mentioned. 1st and 10 out to Washington 33.
come back on a trap play and hold Porter to 1. Madsen, Amber, Kurkowski all playing well.
2nd and 9 at the 32. Turner looking, time to throw, incomplete.
Sprint out, but pretty well played. J.C. Pearson's on coverage.
3rd and 9 at the 32.
Sprint out again, and it's one of the most incredible calls of the year. It's called defensive holding on our outside linebacker, Stuart Hill. All he's trying to do is get upfield and rush, and I absolutely cannot believe that.
That's the worst.
That's maybe one of the worst of the year. Unfortunately, we get a holding call back, and
on this play right here.
Yeah, this play right here, and we would have been in deep trouble again right there. It would have been all over right there.
1st and 20 at the 33 after the 2 penalties.
And now there's a lot of pressure on the Cougars offense to try and pick up 20. And I think Ricky did a good job there. It's very close to being complete.
Oh boy!
I wish he had a replay on it. It may have been complete.
I think it was very close. We should have had one.
They come back with a draw, and we hold it to 4, but it's still 3rd and 16.
Turner rolling to the left side. He'll keep it for 6 yards. It's going to be short of the 1st down. Ooh, what a hit.
Yeah, good hit there by Joe Kurkowski and I believe Tim Amber. Dean Browning had fairly good position, but again, Ricky Turner's quickness, he got outside, and so they get a field goal that was called no good. That thing was close.
Oh, that was awful close. But the whole football has to be inside the goalpost when it goes over the goalpost, and apparently the official there felt it wasn't. Well, 14-6, 15 minutes to go, Rose Bowl on the line. What goes through Coach's mind right now?
Well, with the quarter change and the wind advantage now in their favor, it's really going to be uphill. And I think the way they're playing defense, the way they're playing offense, that they're looking pretty good right now.
You stop at this time and all at once say, can it really happen again? We lose the Cougars 2 years in a row?
Oh yeah, you don't think that way on the sideline. I don't think. I think as long as a chance, you think you've got to work hard and win. You can't sit there and worry about losing a game. But you also know that our players recognize we were in for a real battle.
4th quarter coming up right after this. Fans, 60,000 of them there in a driving rainstorm. 2nd and 8 for Washington at the Washington 37. Huskies need a touchdown. Throw to the outside. This one to Green for 19 yards.
This is our biggest play of the second half, I believe, biggest game. It's play action off the drop. Steve's got a little pressure, recognized the coverage, and we had a corner route on, so that he went to the right receiver.
So 1st and 10 for Washington at the Cougar 44. Cookie Jackson up the middle and nothing.
Well, we've been mixing up the sprint draw series, the draw and the passes, and they're not fooled on that one.
You get a good look from the end zone to see
now,
what
right
happened.
there, Cookie needs to make that break the other way. Probably would have. I don't know if he'd have gained a couple yards. Probably wouldn't have lost one. But those ball carriers have such a short period of time to make that decision. It's just instantaneous.
Easy up in the stands.
Yeah.
Say, why didn't you go this way?
Well, you slowed the film down.
Yeah, on all kinds of things.
And we go to Walt Hunt in the middle, and it's thrown a little bit behind him.
3rd and 11 at the 45.
Come back to the screen.
Cookie Jackson, this time it will be good for only 6. Now again, they take away the deep zones.
Yeah, of course this was a screen, and that's going to be thrown.
So it's going to be, yeah. 4th and 5. Decide to go for it.
Yeah, we had a run pass option, and of course now that he threw it, we were wishing that he had run it. We felt like the people in the press box, coaches felt like he could have run it. We'll see what the corner looks like. There's Walt Hunt on one linebacker. I believe he could have run it. The defensive back there, Taylor, really did a good job of responding to the move.
So 1st and 10 now for Washington State at their own 39. Porter over the center, no gain.
Very good defensive play. Timmy Amber on the tackle.
As you mentioned, your defense played much better in the second half.
Like I say, we held them to 3 points and 130 yards. So, if you could get that every half.
You've been in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Pretty good defensive.
Porter for 3. 3rd and 7.
And again, I'm sure that since they had the lead, that even though they're calling a pass here, they might have protected the football and not been as anxious to work it upfield. Now here they throw and make a mistake. Joe Kurkowski gets a great interception and gives our offense excellent field position.
Right here, you're feeling that it might turn around. You got a chance.
Well, we got some breaks. We got the punt return, and now we're going to get an interception here. We got good pressure by Ron Holmes.
Dean Browning, Madsen, you got them all there. Kurkowski was right there. We're full back.
So the offense comes in again with a 1st down on their 42. So
You have to move it right now.
Go back with a regular draw play, a regular drop back draw, and pick up 4. So not a bad first down play. We're considering we are in 4-down territory.
2nd and 6 for the Huskies now at the Washington State 38. Pelor.
We miss a block and really flushed Steve out of there, and we're fortunate this wasn't intercepted.
Oh, boy.
But, again, it's all the headaches come from a missed block. No protection.
3rd and 6 at the 38. Pelor to throw again. This one to Patterson.
And again, he read the coverage, and Mark had a step on it. Again, we just couldn't get the execution. If the ball would have been there would have been no question.
4th and 6 at the 38. This time you decide to kick it away.
Well, we gambled once, and I'm not sure we probably should have gambled again, I guess. The thing I was concerned with was how many times we'd get down this far on the field. And defense was playing pretty good and got us a turnover, so we thought we'd let our defense go back out again.
Calvin for 3. This is Calvin on the left side for 4. 3rd and 3 at the 27.
We had a great defensive series. We stopped the first down. It's 3 and out, but Harper gets a 72-yard punt, so we get back and lose all the field position we'd gained.
Turner on the option. Oh, there's nothing there. It picks up only 1. So 4th and 2 at the 28. And as you mentioned a moment ago, Harper gets a kick away that he needed right now. Beauty. A 72-yarder. Wind at his back, and it couldn't have been any better. The ball bounces and rolls, and...
Fortunately for us, it rolls in the end zone.
Oh.
At least we go back to 20. He did a good job. He kicked away from our 2 deep people and got the advantage of the roll.
1st and 10 at the 20. Pelor to throw to Patterson over the center. This will be good for 11 yards.
It's a start and gives us some field position, but
it's getting late now.
Yeah, it's really getting late. We've got to get down there and get a 6, go for 2, and try to get things tied up, and still come back. But, Mark makes a good move here. It's a little middle hook, and picks up 11.
So 1st and 10, the ball now at the 31.
And again, I think you're going to see that the Cougars they're going to play smart defense. They're going to get back. Now we've called a play a sprint out, and Steve's got a sprint out. He sets up. We don't have any protection on the backside. They've seen that formation, this unbalanced formation, and they've got to be smart enough.
Yeah, he's got to get out there and hurry.
Yeah, he's got to keep running. So we're getting an 8-yard loss here, which is just a disaster for us.
Now that was Krakowski, and that's a younger brother of Joe Krakowski, who plays for Washington, who had that interception a moment ago. Both of them come up with big plays in the game. 2nd and 18. Pelor to Tony Roten for 8.
Again, we come back, and they'll let us have 8 back, but
they just won't let you get the big ones.
It's going to be hard to get it all.
3rd and 10. Pelor. The stop incomplete, intended for Patterson.
It's a deep hook in front of the secondary coverage, and it's just again hard for Steve to have great control of that football.
4th and 10 at the 31. Thane Cleland, 26-yard punt. Now watch what in the world happens here at the end of it. Taylor gets it. The ball's loose. Everybody's after it, and Washington State will eventually come up with it.
Yeah, we had some people around there, but again, this would have been another great break for us. But an interesting thing is they get 14-yard punt return on the fumble, so
yes.
it just makes it better for them. You get a good play here by Porter. 9-yard gain. Joe Kelly makes the tackle.
2nd and 1 at the 34. You see this play again. Now this is Porter's going to run to the outside. He has quite a bit of room out there. He's going to break a tackle and eventually pick up 9 yards on plays. We mentioned at 169 yards, 107 of those in the first half.
Yeah, that big 29-yard run really helps the average.
The average goes up in a hurry.
A couple of dives, and we're gambling a little bit defensively now because things are really in bad shape. They've got field goal range, and we're sending people in the gaps. So if we get hit with an outside play, it could happen.
2nd and 8 now at the 30 after Calvin gets 2.
See, we're blitzing again, and Ricky Turner did a good job here. He saw the blitz, and rather than take a chance of somebody in the backfield, he just got down his knees and does not risk the fumble. This was a dive play here for 8, but it's sort of a first down, so they'll go with a field goal.
We'll see Porter straight ahead. He gets the 8, and now it sets up the field goal, Don, as you mentioned, and they can put the ball game away with a field goal right now. And the Cougar fans, they're enjoying every minute of it. The Huskies getting a little silent out there right now. Trout's 41-yard field goal is up, and it is good. And that's really all Washington State needed as they go on and win the football game by a score of 17-6 and knock the Huskies out of the Rose Bowl again. Hard to believe, isn't it? come down to that final game and the big game of the year, and it's happened 2 years in a row when all that was on the line.
Well, you know, you like to get yourself in the conference championship race, as we've said many times, and you'd love to take your chances of going into that 11th game and having it on the line, but you know, we've had it on the line the last 2 years and haven't been able to do anything with it.
How good are the Cougars now? Are they as good as any team in this conference the way they're playing right now?
Well, I think the key thing, as you mentioned, is the way they're playing right now, and you know, they've responded well to some early adversity, and they've had 5 excellent weeks. Their defense is just is playing outstanding football. The 2 second halves prior to our game was they held both teams a total of 44 yards, and in our game I think they held us to about 78 yards. So their defense is playing very well.
So we'll be back, talk with the Husky players about what happened yesterday right after this. Locker room as the players talked about the loss to the Cougars.
I just, you know, basically pretty dang disappointed. You know, they came out and played us hard, and you know, we coughed up the ball a couple times through an interception, and just really didn't give the rest of our team a chance the way our offense was playing.
A good ball club. One of the best personnel we've faced, but we still, because of our mistakes, I think we beat ourselves.
It's kind of hard to evaluate a game like that. I think, you know, a couple big plays hurt us. We got caught in the wrong defense on that one option they ran, I think, in the pass interference. But you know, no excuses. They came out and they played hard, and you know, we just had a hard time putting the points on the board. You've got to give their defense a lot of credit for today too.
We got a couple good breaks. They got the turnovers and they put the points on the board, and our offense had a little trouble moving the ball, and we just didn't get it done.
It's just a terrible day. You know, the weather was pretty bad, and we weren't executing. We had a lot of penalties in the first half, but Cougars came out and they won.
They do anything that you didn't expect?
No, I think our defense played pretty well, you know. We just couldn't move the ball when we had to.
We had a couple breakdowns in the first half and made some adjustments, you know, during halftime. We shut them down pretty well the second half, but offensively just couldn't get anything going.
Disappointing, isn't it?
Very. That's twice in the last 2 years. My last shot, but I hope they can do something with it next year.
They had an excellent day. Keith Millard played an outstanding game. I was talking to Dennis after the game, and he said he's probably the best player he's played against, and Eric Williams is one of the finest players I played against this year. Linebackers did a good job. The secondary came out strong with good pursuit, and we just had a hard time getting things going.
Are they as good a team as you see?
Yeah, right now. People have been telling us that for the last 4 weeks, the Cougars have been playing football as good as anybody in Pac-10, and right now they are. They just took the supposedly Pac-10 champs and gave them a pretty good thrashing.
They certainly did. Washington out of the Rose Bowl, but now they're in the Aloha Bowl against Penn State. We'll be back and talk about that right after. But to the Aloha Bowl for the 2nd year in a row and meeting Penn State this time. What are your feelings about Penn State? What do you know about them?
Well, right now I don't know very much. I know historically they have a team that has big, strong linemen and very good football players. We're seeing a pretty good running back with the Seahawks right now. Of course, Todd Blackledge last year also as quarterback. So I know they replaced 2 real good football players, but knowing Joe Paterno, I'm sure he has a very solid football team, and it'll be exciting to play them.
How in the world do you get your team up now? Here, all the excitement about the Rose Bowl and possibly winning a conference championship. How do you get them up and ready to play in an Aloha Bowl? Because I know it's a disappointment that you're not going to Pasadena.
Well, again, I keep going back to the beginning of the season. If you'd just said this team might get to a postseason game, that would be a remarkable year for them. And now we're all disappointed. You know, hopefully we're mature enough to get over that. And in a few days, a week, they'll get a couple of weeks off, and we'll get back to football along about the 12th or 13th, probably, of December.
Washington against Penn State in the Aloha Bowl. That game is scheduled for December 26th. Before we get away on the show, I'd like to thank our crew, as you know, out in the stadium every Saturday afternoon. Just did a great job. The editing crew, Jay Sullivan, who was the supervising editor for us this year, did a super job for us. Our director and our producer, Tom Johnson, we couldn't have done it without him. To all of you who watched Husky football, we hope you enjoyed it. Don James, good luck next year. Hope to see you all then. For everyone, Bruce King, good afternoon.
Husky football has been brought to you by